Hey there fellow choombas, have you ever wondered why we have not gotten anything Dragon Ball Super anime related as of late? And by as of late, I pretty much mean as of fucking 2018. Well, you have these fuckers to thank for that. But I judge anime, didn't we just get Daima though? Yes, we did. And do you know why we got it? Because Ioku, like the goddamn king he is, just greenlit Daima without even letting Shueisha know. Like, Shueisha literally despises Dragon Ball for some reason. For those who have no idea what I am talking about here, Shueisha is the company who currently holds the rights to the Dragon Ball Super manga intellectual property. This translates to the following in layman's terms: unless Shueisha gives it the green light, we will not see anything from the Dragon Ball Super manga animated ever for as long as they own the rights to it. Another company or studio cannot even start production on a Dragon Ball anime project without sucking off Shueisha first, basically. But this is not exclusive to any potential anime out there. Not a single thing from the manga can be added to any Dragon Ball game without the explicit consent of Shueisha either. Black Frieza, Ultra Ego Vegeta, Granola, Gas, Moro, the manga Bardock from the Moro arc, you name it. They might as well not exist because Shueisha sure does love treating them that way. For some reason, Shueisha seems to just absolutely hate Dragon Ball while they adore some of their other properties like, for example, One Piece. And by the way, just making this clear, absolutely no shade towards One Piece here by the way. But you can clearly see that they treat One Piece like it's their chosen son of God, whilst Dragon Ball is their Cain and Abel story. And on a financial standpoint, it is an actual brain rot iPad kid move. Like, in the 40 years since it has started serializing, it has only grown in popularity and it still is growing even today. Let me quote something here from a Weekly Shonen Jump article titled Special Feature: The Ambitions of Shueisha, Kodensha, and Shogakukan. According to survey app Sensor Tower, mobile games such as Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which launched in 2015, have earned more than $5 billion in global revenue as of February 2024. The movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which arrived in movie theaters in 2022, has amassed 13 billion yen in box office revenue. A theme park boasting of a scale comparable to that of Tokyo Disneyland has also been approved for construction in Saudi Arabia. All of this while the world continues to mourn the death of original author Mr. Akira Toriyama, who passed away in March. However, rather than slowing down, the power of Dragon Ball seems to be accelerating and taking the rest of the world along for the ride. The franchise is very clearly still growing even today, but Shueisha somehow seems very reluctant to capitalize on this, even though they have at least 2 more manga arcs they can animate to get even more money from fans like me, because, you know, if there's a quality Dragon Ball adaptation or like piece of media, I don't mind buying it. But the problem is, there is none! And I suppose the main reason why Dragon Ball is being treated so piss poorly is due to a preschool level argument along the lines of, "This is mine and you can't have it." To quote the same article again, and this is a bit of a large section, so strap in. Last year, there was also a lot of commotion in the industry regarding this very property, being Dragon Ball. The head of the Dragon Ball room over at Shueisha, Mr. Akio Ioku, went independent, taking some of the staff working under him along. Looking to obtain the property's creative and intellectual property management rights, he founded a new company, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, which took its name from a fictional enterprise from the Dragon Ball world. After having worked, for instance, as V-Jump's editor-in-chief, in 2016 he took over as head of the Dragon Ball room. A representative from Shueisha remembers that, for better or worse, he kept doing Toriyama-sensei all sorts of favors, like greenlighting a movie version of his comic Sandland without ever going through the higher-ups. At the same time, the animation studios and TV stations kept telling us of his self-important and arrogant attitude. Furthermore, he seemed to make no progress on the metaverse and AI, artificial intelligence, collaborations that the top brass expected of him. As a result, in 2022, Mr. Ioku was ordered to move to a new business division. Triggered by that unwilling transfer, within a year he had gone independent. He started presenting himself as Mr. Toriyama's representative instead of Shueisha, and suddenly the possibility arose that Shueisha might actually lose the rights to Dragon Ball. The same representative from Shueisha told us, "It seems that even Toriyama-sensei was upset that Mr. Yoku had been cast aside. The Shueisha chairman even personally went to the Toriyama residence in Aichi Prefecture, but could not persuade him. The ones most heavily impacted by these events were the people at Bandai Namco, who were making a killing from Dragon Ball video games such as Dokkan Battle. The same representative from Namco told us that Mr. Yoku was now Toriyama-sensei's independent spokesperson, but the manga's publishing rights still rest with Shueisha. Now, no one knows who to talk to regarding the property itself. Every summons to a meeting regarding Dragon Ball is now fuzzily addressed to all relevant parties, and both Mr. Yoku and representatives from Shueisha just enter the room as though they have every right to be there. And every attempt to make both parties come to an agreement has just left everyone tired and annoyed. The passing of Mr. Toriyama happened right in the middle of this battle for the rights of the property. They keep disagreeing, so nothing has been settled yet. Now it's up to Mr. Toriyama's family to decide, states an employee of Shueisha, referencing the fact that some of the top brass from the anime industry want to get the bereaved family involved in the situation in order to reach an agreement. Who gets the rights management to this massive IP? For now, this quagmire of a battle, unfitting of a shonen manga, rages on with no end in sight. The two parties of Capsule Corporation Tokyo and Shueisha are basically playing tug of war with the IP of Dragon Ball, with Toriyama's family just dangling from the rope somewhere in the middle. And if I had to take a guess, it will remain that way for a very long time. I personally think that we will not see an actual Dragon Ball Super anime for many more years to come. But hey, prove me wrong, man. Shueisha is holding on to the rights of the franchise as hard as they can, and honestly, I can't really blame them from a business perspective. If you had the rights to something as massive as Dragon Ball, you would want to keep it too, right? It's not that difficult to understand. But that does not change the fact that Shueisha is a soulless corporation who does not look at Dragon Ball and actually sees, Dragon Ball. They just see their yearly gross profit. And with the current disputes, it's pretty understandable why they would focus on something like, say, One Piece instead, because Dragon Ball just brings along too many annoying problems for them to really focus on. I personally believe it would probably be for the best if the rights of the manga go to Capsule Corporation Tokyo and into the hands of Ioku, because to me it seems like he cares at least a great deal more about the actual franchise and the family of Toriyama than Shueisha will ever do. But do I think that will happen in the next, decade? Sadly, no, but again, feel free to prove me wrong, Shueisha. In the end, the ones that really suffer from this corporate dick-sucking war the most is the actual family of Toriyama and the millions of fans worldwide to see their beloved franchise just treated like absolute dog shit. But this has been me yapping your ears off for far too long, I'm sure. I'm very curious what you guys think could be done about the situation. Do you think that Shueisha's in the right? Do you think that Capsule Corporation Tokyo is in the right? Do you think that the family of Toriyama should just get all the rights? Yeah, let me know what you think about this, because let's be honest here, it's not going to be healthy for Dragon Ball as a whole if this childish war just keeps going on. It's not going to be good for Shueisha, it's not going to be good for Capsule Corporation Tokyo, it's not going to be good for Toriyama's family, and it's not going to be good for the fans. The only way this will ever get better is if they miraculously reach an agreement. But, Japanese companies are especially hard-headed, let's just call it that. They don't like change, and something like this is a bit too much for a lot of them to comfortably handle. But just let me know what you think. I'm curious, right? So with all of that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video. As per usual, I truly do appreciate every single viewer that takes the time out of their day to watch my content. It makes me very happy to know that even a handful of people just enjoy the content I produce. If you would like to see more of my content in the future, please consider clicking the subscribe button, turning on all notifications for my channel, and yada yada. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty, and I will see you all again in the next video. Peace out.